Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the 411 podcast. Yes, I am Cleo, as usual, your host. And with me today, I have my homegirls over here.
I'm smelling already.
Maggie.
Hi guys.
And I have Elani Ace.
Hello guys.
Of the universe.
Of the universe. Yes.
Yes. So we're here today, and this is another interesting topic. I am so excited to welcome you today. This our topic today is very, very controversial. Is it controversial? Sort of. Yeah. Our topic today is just like that. It's between millennials and Gen Z. that's the we're actually fighting today. Today we are going to check whose dating era is actually better than the other.
Yeah.
We're going to look at the dynamics of those two and try to find out which one is doing well, which one is better, which one would even if I'm Gen Z, maybe I might prefer if I was in that millennial era.
No.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. I'm sure you're going to have a very wonderful time with us today. So straight on to you guys. I don't know if people even understand what being a millennial is, but
I know it's 1980, 81.
Yes, there-ish.
Yeah,
1980s-ish.
they're like the boring set of people before us.
wow.
Haba.
Wow.
We haven't even
They had
started
Tupac,
roasting
but
them.
they had Tupac, but it's good.
-1. Or I'll say millennials 1, you 0 for having Tupac. I mean,
Actually, because
Yeah.
who do you
We
have?
Whiskey. We have Burna Boy.
Okay, we have a lot.
We have a lot.
That's a lot.
We have
okay, so it seems like we're on the same page here. So now I'm going to start by asking you, in terms of starting a relationship, you know the process where you have to ask the girl out and all of that. Which generation is smoother in that aspect? Which one does it best? Which one do you feel like is giving, literally?
I think that question was someone that has been asked out a lot. By both. No, I mean
you can actually judge from other people's experience.
Okay, yeah.
Experiences.
I don't really know. I think you should tell us a little bit about your generation, how they used to act out.
No, wait, sorry,
And
I
then
don't
we're going to,
understand. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that maybe you know more than we do.
No, not me. Back.
Because I don't know. I don't know.
I feel I think that, right? I would say I think that I'm not going to say anything that will point me to any direction or you to any direction. But I would say for millennials, I think back then it used to be starting from if you're a teenager in 90s and then early 2000s, right? If you were a teenager at that point or like a young adult, your teenagers or your early 20s, mostly teenagers, you would find that a lot of times the asking out was a shy type. They would usually, man, I know me, I've witnessed, I've even been somebody's post lady before.
What's post lady?
Taking letters from one person to another.
Oh yes, they did.
I think I did that. I think I did that as for my my elder sister. As a child, I didn't know what I was doing. We had this neighbor and apparently they were crushing on themselves.
Wow.
So they used to use me. I don't know if I was up to maybe I was 3 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
They just tell me, go and give to your sister. I will carry paper and run and go and give. I don't know.
You never tried to open it?
I never did. In fact, I couldn't read. So what would
Okay.
what would I be looking for? I didn't suspect anything. So that's just an example on how it used to be. It's they could do letters. They might not be direct.
Okay.
You get? I don't think they were direct to straight to the point. That's at an instant. They probably just start off with friendship.
I'm thinking
then
of
start
the flower in my garden.
yeah.
Apple of my eyes. Those guys that will pick up lines.
Some kind of
they had
weird
a
pickup lines.
weird.
And then I think then with time they'll progress into just asking, and then maybe the guy would ask. And another thing is, women never asked.
How did they ask?
Ladies never asked. I don't know. Will you be my girlfriend? And the woman say, I will think about it.
Oh,
Have you forgotten?
I will think about it.
Yeah, I think it used to be in one word. I would say they were mostly shy
okay.
in that era, and it's take a lot of sometimes you just do in one day. they might take like
A lot of
months.
time.
You know, sometimes they might not even ask directly. Somehow it will just enter relationship like that.
Wow.
Yes, now I think that's for some people. Then when they ask, the people that do ask, it's usually like a shy situation for them.
Okay.
But
Right now,
fast forward to now, in this 2000 and what are we?
2022.
I'll leave it for you guys.
22. Well, I feel like the thing we have common, you know, the Gen Zs and the millennials, that one particular point you pointed out was the fact that the relationship, it can just start off as friendship and then they don't even realize it and they are dating.
Yes,
I think a lot of people now don't really have the time. No, I'm serious. Like, I've had this discussion once, twice, 3, 4 times, and then the guy is like, when a girl now, you're supposed to know now when una date together now. Like,
Sorry, are you talking
need to-
about Gen Z?
I'm talking about Gen Z. I'm serious. There are Gen Zs that will be like, I don't have to ask her out before she's my girlfriend. And then there are the other ones that will do the whole grand gesture, take you to this place, have flowers and that. I'm like saying, yes, it's not so different.
Well, that's different. That's new.
I'm serious. Like, I have a lot of people that will be like, no, you're supposed to know now when you've been with this guy for a while, you guys are doing things like they do in a relationship. Why are you guys looking at me? You guys are just staring at me. I'm just hearing like cricket sounds in my ears. Like, why are you guys not... Seriously, you don't know this?
I'm just. I
That's
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, I'm just looking at you like.
I'm also surprised. Honestly.
I have had these conversations. I'm like, you know what? I feel like a guy is supposed to ask a girl out before she like, claims the
Agrees.
title of
Yeah.
girlfriend. You understand, and vice versa. But
This thing
It
you're
is what
saying.
it
It
is.
reminds me of the baby boomers generation. Those guys.
okay. I think it's a mix.
I think they're just used to see each other and just get pregnant, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's
then they
relationship.
just get married.
Baby bloom.
But I don't get it.
Notorious people.
I think that yes, there were people who used to do the actual asking out. Oh,
But you wouldn't be asking out now. They'll go to their parents' houses with drinks to ask.
What do you think?
I've seen a ripe fruit. I mean, a ripe
No,
orange in your
My
house.
son was passing your garden by
Yeah,
your house.
flower.
And it's like a
ripe
beautiful flower.
beautiful ripe flower.
And we have come.
Flower the ripe.
We have come. Yes, ripe
orange,
yeah,
ripe apple,
apple, and we have come
ripe
to pluck
fruit.
with these 2 bars of you.
But you know that this is not actually the way it goes most of the time. Half of them literally have children before they even know each other that much.
Yes, that's the flop.
So
those
like
other
it's like they don't
generations
even
used
go to.
have.
In fact, they don't even ask. I know a lot of parents, like my parents of my friends, parents, like your parents, that just did their marriage rights, traditional marriage
Paying of
rights,
dowry.
as in after having all their children.
Okay.
Some people even live together without having that done, and then when something happens, they're older, and then maybe one of them dies. Before, if the wife dies, for example, the husband cannot actually do like a real burial ceremony for like their wife
Wow.
until they've gone to
It still
officially
happens.
pay
I know a
the
place.
bride price. Yes.
I know a place where it still
No,
happens.
like it's a cultural norm, like it's a traditional norm. I
I know a
mean,
place where it still
it's just that like it just goes so far to show you how their generation was. It wasn't like, and they're the ones that will still
Very
come up and tell
official.
you. Let me not even go into.
But what's the
that.
question? Let me understand. Is it the dating process, like the whole dating thing, Gen Z versus millennial, or asking out? Because dating, we are better now. They are like, we have a lot of
Knowledge.
We have a lot of knowledge. Everybody is quite informed.
You know, like we're talking about dating as a whole.
Okay, dating as a whole.
So I'm branching into like asking out.
Asking out.
How was
Okay.
it? Okay, Maggie, let's hear from you.
Well, I think now asking out is quite easy. It doesn't take as much time as it took in your time.
Watch it.
There's that.
Watch it.
You said 1 month. You said 1 month, Chloe.
No, I said something that would take a day now.
Right now will take a lot
Might
of time.
take like
then.
months. I didn't say
Still
1
points.
month.
Okay.
I didn't say 1 month.
Okay.
Anyway, it's easy right now. Everybody, okay, would you be my girlfriend? It's not even hard. Some guys do not even do the whole ceremony
Grand,
thing.
yeah.
you go date me, I be you no go date me. If you're not match step. But some here, like it's still in this time. Some guys are actually really sweet. The ones that have sense, so they're actually really sweet. But then my point is, it wouldn't take as much time as it would take.
But there are guys that are not actually looking for a relationship. They'll be like, okay, see, I just want to see this girl and hit, and then come up with the whole I love you thing on the first day you meet. Like, oh yes, the first time I saw you. This is not the first time I'm seeing you. I've seen you before, and I've been following you. I've been keeping up with what you've been doing with your life, and I've just
but that's the disadvantage.
I love you.
That's the disadvantage.
That's what we do.
Disadvantages here.
So but you can't really ask out.
No, it did happen, but the thing is, like right now, a lot of people are so much more superficial than before. A lot of things that mattered then are obsolete now. People don't care about those things anymore, like virtue. They will say, funny enough, when they say don't have sex before marriage, it's not like it's not a bad advice. So if you're looking at it from a like moral like point of view, yeah, it's not a bad advice. It's generally safe. It's even safer. But then you can't you it's not like it's not written on stone somewhere that you should do that. It's just a better option in every sense. If you look at it, it's just that then that was it was a virtue, but like they carry on for shoulder or for their head, say I didn't do this. But right now people don't give a fuck if you do it.
And that time it was courtship.
So that's the point.
See how we're seeing it. There was no boyfriend girlfriend for years. They just court for some time and get married.
It's a lie. But the thing is, I was saying that's the disadvantage, because now a lot of people are very superficial. Some things that are supposed to be important values that people are supposed to uphold, it's no longer happening. Like Gen Z just cares about making money and getting laid. That's all. That's really all.
Ouch.
Until maybe they get serious.
I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling lost.
They take a lot more time to get serious with their lives than how it was in like for millennials or for like baby bloomers. Because it's like now, imagine a teenager of 18, 16, 15 is looking for money, putting hand in ritual. Back then, it wasn't like that. A lot of people were busy in their youth. They were doing meaningful things, So those values are no.
But it could be that.
So that's the thing.
It could be that we take more time, or we are more focused about money, because we have realized that being committed to a person, or having a relationship, or even going as far as marriage, takes a lot more time and effort. We have realized people were getting all these stories, people that have been married for years, all of a sudden divorce and everything.
So we've come to realize that Gen Zs, we don't care about marriage anymore as much as
I'm saying we put a lot of thinking when it comes to committing to another person.
So you're saying we don't care as much.
You put a lot of thinking. How?
Yes, like, okay, now I want to get married. Now, if I'm thinking, at this age now, me personally, I don't think I am reasoning marriage in like next 3 years.
Okay, so like, what's your point?
My point is, there are people like me that are reasoning, okay, before I put my mind, or I get married, or I commit to another person, I have to be able to commit to myself and be okay and be fine mentally, physically, emotionally, before I can commit to another person.
But I don't think that's always the case with Gen Z. Some people, yes, but not everybody.
I think most people now just, like, if you have money,
you know how our parents,
marriage is the next thing.
You know how our parents glorified marriage and made it look like, and their parents too, and made it look like that was the final destination, especially for women. That's not the way things are seen now. Like, there's a lot of exposure going on now that people have realized that it's not like marriage is not all there is to it. Like, it's not an achievement. It's like, yes, you can look at it as a personal achievement for you, but generally it's not an achievement
anymore.
Yes. So like, people have discovered that, and they're now investing more in themselves. That one is fine.
I feel like all these things has been, but the ones that are just giving names, or the ones that are just like,
yes, they've always been there. It's just refined.
Yes,
it's cooler now.
But the thing is, I'm saying being shy of commitment is like, that's what I'm talking about now. Is a Gen Z thing. Then I think they were just promiscuous. Polygamy was a thing back then, so it was part of I think that was for our parents, grandparents. That was a thing. Polygamy was a thing for our grandparents. Like, for our parents now, it was them trying to come out of that polygamy thing. And I think the fact that there were like a lot of baby mama, baby daddy issues back then in our parents' generation was an effect of the our grandparents' generation.
Okay.
That's the baby
Being
boomers
polygamous.
also. Yeah, being polygamous. It was that it affected them. So I don't know how they couldn't just like escape it. Most of them had like a lot of children. From
Different people.
outside. Some people even after they've gotten married. It still happens now, but it was more back then.
That means we're more disciplined now.
Commitment.
Yes, no. That's what
Yes.
we
Because
are.
if you think
Okay,
about
but
it,
more
polygamy even
discipline.
seems
Okay, yeah, I
weird
feel
now.
like discipline was their problem.
Yeah.
But fear of commitment. Fear of commitment is
Okay.
they don't want to be held accountable.
For anything.
They don't like responsibility. That's it. That's
I'm
just
guilty.
it. That's
Exactly,
it.
like-
That's what I believe for Gen Z. Seriously.
Yeah.
So like moving on, talking about attraction, what would attract you as a lady to a man? Say you like the man, I like your
answer that
style.
first.
You're my type. Hey, this type thing.
Yeah.
You're my
It's not
type. You're not my type.
You're not my type.
Compared
That's a Gen
to
Z
now,
thing now.
compared to then.
My type is a Gen Z thing.
So what
Yeah,
is
no.
your type?
My type is money.
Okay.
Please don't put that out there, girl. But honestly, I think am I talking about then or now?
But
Your
comparing
type.
between then and now,
I think then it wasn't really up to the females to choose their type. It was more of the men choosing their type.
you have to.
Right? Yeah, because they were the ones who were doing the whole asking out thing, the whole marriage thing. So
it was completely a man's world. In like
yes. So the
That era.
women had what they had to do is pick from the people who have come to ask for their hand in marriage.
And back then, you asking was like one bad thing. Was like a taboo.
Yes.
You should never be found throwing yourself at him. In fact, that's what they call it. When you do
now.
that, you throw yourself at a man. Now it's
So
not.
now it's easier. So now it's okay.
Now nobody
well,
cares,
right
though.
now,
No, there are
women
people that do
actually
care.
right now, social media, like with social media, you can see this one here, and you're like, oh, this man is this, he's tall, he's dark, he's my type. This man looks like this, looks like this, looks like this, he's my type. Or he does this and he does that, so he's my type. So I'm saying right now, women have more of a say in picking their partners
Yeah, more
than
choices.
before. But still, even in 200 years, I'm not gonna ask anybody out. There's still people like me. Would you ask anybody out? Would you ask a guy out?
I think so. I will. Yes,
It's a personal
I will.
thing, yeah?
I could.
It's normal now. People do actually.
I could.
But me, I wouldn't.
Oh well.
Would you?
I would definitely. Why? What's there?
I
could.
It's my thing, Sha. I'm not gonna ask
I could, but
anybody out.
I've had friends that did it, and then guys are just treating them like the way they
Badly.
treat them, and then when you now like want to talk to this guy or want to talk to the friend of this guy, you hear something like, well, seeing that the girl asks first. Now seeing that.
There's
I don't think that really
I'm
matters.
serious.
There's really
actually.
nothing there except you're dating a childish person.
Yes,
And there are a lot of
honestly.
childish people these days.
So like,
And except the guy didn't actually like you initially.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe he just
took
accepted you for accepting it.
Yeah, just took advantage of that,
you-
or was dating you out of pity.
Or maybe
Yes.
they just like to chase and you bought yourself.
Even guys, even what I was going to say something. Even girls date guys out of pity now. So
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
so-
dating people out of pity right now is
There's that one.
it's very normal.
yes, it is normal. Some men would rather go for working class ladies
Yes.
Yeah.
that are independent.
Yes.
Whether they can do homely stuff or not.
Or not. Don't care.
Then there are some that are still looking for homely ones. Oh,
Yes.
they are. They really are.
A whole lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually.
they are.
They are. And then there are others that are just looking for trophy wives.
Beautiful.
Look,
Hot.
their own is look
Just
fine.
look good.
Look fine. Give them hot. Let them know that Nami gets you. This
Yeah.
is Nami marry this one. That's what they want. So it's like a lot of things have changed. Let's go back again to the other year.
Yeah.
What attracted the women to the men they
Okay.
were
Yeah.
with at that point? I don't know.
I feel like what they do is, a lot
Whoever
of people come to
comes.
ask them out.
Yes.
So they'll just weigh their options. This one is better in this. This one is
Yes.
better. Oh, he's a better farmer. He's a better. Then that's how
but
they
you know
pick.
that's why
Probably.
I think that's why their like marriages and relationships back then were like stronger per se.
We're stronger.
Somehow, yes, per se,
Okay.
yes. Because it wasn't mostly about superficial things. They were mostly looking in depth into the person they're with. Like the person, not face value, not all this money, all this thing. They were looking at, okay, can this person take care of me? Do I love this person? Is this person reasonable? I know a lot of, it's not like it went well all the way. Like there were issues, like a lot of all this violence in marriage, all this domestic violence. It was very, very bad that time, and it was seen as a normal thing
then,
right? I'm not saying that their like generation had the best out of marriage, no, or relationships. No, I'm not saying that. But if you look at it, if you look at your parents now, some of your parents are probably still together and like the bond is still there. It's because they were not looking at money first. They were looking at the person the person they were going to get married to. Now, it might not have worked out as smooth as you might think from the start. Like maybe if they loved each other so much, they might not have loved each other so much,
but they just grew into loving each other,
and they just knew that, okay, this person, at least this person is not a ritualist, this person is not a
killer,
he's not a kidnapper. I know where he makes his money from, even if he's not rich, or even if he's not doing one kind of job that's paying him so much money, but we can survive, and he's a good person or she's a good person. Do you understand? I think that was it, but not for everybody. I'm speaking for the one me I know. There are a lot of wrong decisions people made back then. Fast forward to now. If you don't get money,
hide your face.
First, that's the anthem. You gotta meet a girl first. She will look you up
Size
and down.
well.
See the size in there. From the kind of car you are driving to
the shoes you're wearing, to the way you carry yourself.
Yes,
but not everybody
if you
though.
Take them to your house. If the guys take the girls to their house, they'll look everywhere. They will just scan you and just know that this one is not any. This one just earning 200k.
200k.
This one is not. It's not enough for me. This one will not reach, and that's why you have like a lot of double dating going on and all of that. So I would say that basically, attraction between then and now has changed in so many ways. So many ways. It's like people put superficial things before looking at what like really matters in like relationships and like marriages.
That's why like people get divorced a
lot. I think that's my own opinion. Someone else would argue that that's not why, but like that's my own opinion, and that's what I believe is the difference between
but that's fine.
That time and this time. But those guys were rugged, sha. I swear to God, those guys were they were something else. Okay, I'm going to revisit this sex before marriage thing, and I'm going to allow you guys, because it's like this is your area.
Excuse me,
this is the area I'm sorry, but this is the area I'm going to drop the mic and give you the floor. What do you think
about sex before marriage?
Then comparing between then and now, let's take it far back to the baby boomers generation, and the millennials. Compare those two and contrast it to now in this 2022.
Quite honestly, I think as much as our parents advise us and give us that whole story and don't have sex before marriage, I think they were the ones. In fact, they did it even better than we're doing now, because if you
say
look
better,
yes, now
there were 20-year-old, 17-year-old that gave birth that were married already.
Some of them were not. We're talking about sex before marriage. We're not married. Some of them, it's because they got pregnant. That is maybe why they got married.
Talking about.
Do you understand? Then you see a lot of your grandparents having, we're not talking polygamy now, we're talking about having children from different people. I'm not just talking about the men, I'm talking about the women.
Those guys were loose.
Exactly.
Loose.
The only difference is that I feel like
loose can be.
Yes, I feel one of the reasons I feel I don't think they had enough education about that. Right now we have the whole sex education thing, so it might not be
contraception and all that.
The whole sex education, so we have knowledge about that. That's why maybe you may not see. It's still there, Sha. We have a lot of baby mamas and baby daddies.
The only difference is that
those ones, most of them are planned. Trust me.
Yeah, but the
okay, but then
the only difference is that we're more open about it. That's what it is. We're more open about it. We're more open about it.
About the whole sex before marriage.
Before then, when anybody brings up the idea of any sex talk, like, don't say that. Even if the person has like,
shameless woman.
Close your mouth. Close your mouth.
don't do that. But now we're
But
just
now-
like opening, and we're open about everything that we
Nobody's
do.
hiding
Everybody's
their
just
face.
saying whatever they want, whatever they did, whatever they've done, whatever they want to do, regardless of the other person. Everybody's just like, okay, if I meet this girl, even if it's a one night stand, in fact, like I'm going to have that. You understand? Back then it used to be in really
Oh my
corners.
sure. Back then
Used
it's like they will pretend.
So
some of them will
pretend
say
a lot
some of them will
back
say
then.
that to having sex on the first date or having sex the first period,
You're
first
loose.
week, oh, you have given away your birthright.
Your birthright.
You have lost your life. In fact, you have
You have
sold
lost
your
your
destiny.
pride as a woman. As a woman, you have sold your
Exactly.
pride.
They attached a lot of importance to like sex.
before marriage.
And now we're like,
But where were people getting all these children from? You people vomit
actually,
them.
because if you look at some of our parents, their first child is older than their marriage.
actually,
Calculate it, guys.
normally, no.
So okay, how did
The
you
thing
do
you-
it? You
so
guys
what
are
are you
preaching sex
saying?
before marriage. How
What are
did you
you
do
saying?
it? Please. So I just feel like we're more open about this whole sex before marriage thing now
Yeah.
than it was before. Do you
Yeah, I think it's
understand?
so
There's a
hard.
lot of hypocrisy then.
I think it's
now
so-
just
yeah,
we're
so
opened.
much.
We're more open.
People were a lot more judgmental.
Then
People were a lot more judgmental.
People
and
were
it was-
scared. A lot
it
more
was crazy.
scared of judgment.
I think that you meet somebody and then it's like you guys have a vibe already, and you know that you have this sexual tension between both of you, but for whatever reason you will just be there and be letting conji kill you. You don't want to touch, you don't want to do, you don't want to touch. Before you know it, that's what I heard though. That's what I heard used to happen back then. It's like you would want to engage sexually with your partner, but it wouldn't like happen because you guys were trying to be. That's for the people that actually stayed faithful or didn't get to have sex before like marriage. That's a whole another topic on its own.
You suppress it and suppress it
Yes,
and suppress
that's a
it and
whole nother
suppress
topic
it,
on
and
its own.
before you know it, it just booms.
And then before you know it's not even like when you now get married now. Some of those people probably that happened and they got married before having sex, but along the line the husband will now go out and go and have children outside. That's another thing they used to do. You get married to somebody, you guys have children, then before you know it your husband has gone and impregnated somebody else outside.
There's this thing that I just
So what's the essence of doing all that drama of staying and not having sex or having to be with then the one that freaks me out the most, you are dating somebody, you put a boyfriend and girlfriend though, or you like each other, you both know you like each other, but you're waiting for 2 months to pass before you have sex. What's the difference? What are you waiting for? Do you understand? It's like they think that having sex immediately, like let's say a week into the relationship or even a day into the relationship, it's not even just a sin, it makes you cheap as a girl.
Yes.
I think some, not everybody, it's not very you don't see that often right now, but I think people still think like that. Some people still think.
Yeah, but like you can't now if you even say that, people will they'll bulldoze you.
But it depends on the reason why you say that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you have reasons like you want to be able to know if you can really connect with this person
Before
before having sex with the
That's
person,
something.
or
not I'm talking about looking at it as a problem, like looking at it as you selling yourself short.
Okay.
Right? It's like nobody should ever think like that right now. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're not going to do it,
don't.
but don't feel like you doing that is going to like you're going to the person going to see you as a cheap person. Back then, how much did those men that used to have plenty children, how much did they even have saved to give?
Honestly,
How much did they even have?
honestly,
Now, say people are even doing it and collecting better money. Then how much did they have? They will not even give you anything tangible. You just go and sleep with somebody. Next thing you're pregnant.
You know, something struck me when you said that thing about, after finally having sex, still going out. It could be sexual preference. You can actually like keep yourself seriously. You can keep yourself for this particular person. That when you people now finally do it, it's like,
Wait, though, do you even know that we're talking about attacking the men? Do you even know that there are some of you children that don't know that your father is not your real father?
my man is my real father. So sad.
Please
But
go
he
and
is-
check your DNA.
No, my father is
But-
my real father. I know.
Look,
See, the thing
the
about
men do
women,
it, yes, but there are
about
some women that probably
women are so secretive.
women back then. I cut for now.
Honestly,
They try.
cause
Do you know how many grown-up adults don't know that the people they called Papa?
they are not their fathers.
Because of this judgment thing, nobody was open. If you go and say, okay, no, I did not have sex with the man that got
You know
married
that it's
to
not
me.
that we're trying to be like a lot
But
of men are
forget-
trying to be romantic. I want to even believe that men back then they just wanted to go straight, bam,
Yes.
and just go.
There was no foreplay.
Like there was no foreplay. There was no some of them. If you hear how our parents will react when they know about like maybe like head or like they'll be like, ew.
Like, why
But that's
would
the
you
point.
do
Like
that?
there's a lot of other things that they probably didn't explore, and yeah, maybe the women found that it's like. Man, anything can happen, sha. Like this is it now. The show is closing. I want to know from you, what era do you prefer?
Like in the dating.
Yes, in the dating / marriage area.
Start from
mostly-
Elani.
You just
Elani Ace, you go first.
why? Okay, I am happy about so much growth over the years. I think like there's not, it has not changed though. It's just that we now have tags and we are now informed. We have social media, and so it's Gen Z for me. It's just Gen Z for me. I'm living in the present, guys.
Wait, before you give me your views, you know I forgot something.
What was that?
So let me say before I forget, before we end the show, this attraction thing, right? I didn't include body.
Body, yada, 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 yada.
Body. I didn't include that. That is a problem nowadays, and I would say with my full chest, that's half of the reason. In fact, not even half, like 90% of the reason why a lot of women go through like surgery right now is because
They want
of
to look
how
more attractive.
they want to look attractive because of the fashion, what do they call it, beauty standards now.
It's
And
high.
also that the men are sort of pulled towards any woman that looks a certain way according to the
beauty
beauty
standard.
standards now.
See,
So
that's their business.
attraction that time was not like a lot more. It
wasn't a whole lot physical.
Yes, physical, but
Yeah.
now physical.
It's very
But that's our business because self-awareness is also high
Don't worry.
compared to before.
I think we'll visit
if you
this
think
topic.
you want to do for someone, it's your business.
We're going to revisit this topic in one of this one of our episodes. After this
So-
episode, we're going to revisit this topic. It's a very interesting topic. In fact, I can't wait to talk about
Talk
it.
about it.
Your final thoughts.
Well, I think dating right now is actually better.
Yes,
Gen
it's
Z for me because we're more educated, we're more enlightened, we're more informed, we have more opportunities, you know. We have an idea of what we want to do.
Go
We've
into.
learned from Yao's past mistakes.
Mistakes.
So, who is Yao?
So it's Yao.
Yao,
The
Yao,
millennials,
Yao.
And maybe
Mistakes. So
boomers, yeah.
it's Gen Z for me, you
It's
know.
Gen Z. So peace and out.
Well, as for me, I would say that I am kind of neutral. I'm in between Gen Z and millennials. I'm just there. I'm just, I'm neither here nor there. I'm in between.
Okay.
I would say that I love the values coming from millennials. I love the values they had. I love the values they brought into relationships and what they wanted. I know it didn't really pan out as they always planned it to be. Yeah, but I like the idea of having like this bond, this strong bond that is unbreakable in a relationship. But I love the information, I love the enlightenment, I love the exposure that comes with the Gen Z generation. That one can never be understated. That one has changed the game. So I will compare the two. In fact, I would take from here and take from there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
That's
every
why it's actually
every
Gen
generation
Z.
has its. I think every generation has its peculiarities. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's still disadvantages here, even though it's so flashy. And So that's it, guys, on the 411 podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope we gave you a wonderful conversation. This episode is proudly sponsored by Techies Lounge. Thank you very much. Remember to like, subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Like, share our videos, and follow us on all social media platforms at Tune3 Radio. Signing out. My name is Cleo, always, and this is the 401 podcast. See you in our next episode. Boom. Bye.
I'm out.